Joining us now to discuss is former Speaker of the Oklahoma House of Representatives and Senate candidate in Oklahoma, T.W. Shannon. Welcome back to National Report, T.W. Good to see you, and thank you so much for taking the time. Obviously,
Hi, Sean,
we wish it was
a pleasure to be with you.
Absolutely. We wish it was under different circumstances there. I believe you're on the ground there in Oklahoma. I know you travel quite a bit. But if you could just talk to us about this community, how they're grieving, what you're seeing there. We got this news coming in around 5 p.m. Eastern time yesterday about a gunman inside of a medical center on a hospital campus, armed to the teeth. We've got 4 dead, and then the gunman as well, bringing the total to 5, several wounded, still looking for a motive. There were reports that there was a possibility he was looking for a specific doctor. Sure. Bottom line, this is a difficult time for this nation. Talk to me about what you're seeing in Oklahoma, sir.
You bet, Sean. Our hearts, as you mentioned, are grieving here in Oklahoma. Fortunately, we do have a sense of humanity in our state where we take time to grieve such a terrible loss and such a senseless loss. We know that evil is real in America. Evil is real all around the globe. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who want to do bad things. We know this in Oklahoma, the home of the Oklahoma City bombing, where a guy killed, hundreds of people, frankly, using fertilizer. So we know that there is a push from the left with their radical agenda, and it's really to do 2 things. They want to disarm Americans, and they have an anti-police agenda, and you're seeing that play out in the national news. But now is not the time for conservatives to bend on our Second Amendment rights. We certainly can do more from a public sector to protect the public, and we need to review what happened. All the facts have not come in yet, but this is not the time to bend on Second Amendment rights. It's non-negotiable.
Take a listen to this. I'll play it for you. Tulsa Police Department's captain addressing the media after, again, that shooting in Tulsa. Here's that.
Basically, we had an active shooter at the Vanity building behind me earlier today. Officers got here, got into the building very quickly. We believe we have the shooter down. We have multiple injuries, multiple civilians right now. One might be killed.
He's given an update there, but what you can gather is that there was a swift response. This happened in minutes. Obviously it goes back to pointing out to what happened in Uvalde, Texas, something that lasted more than an hour, as tragically to report as that is. Yeah. Talk to me about that. As you know, that legislation seems to be in the forefront now from Congress. And we were talking to congressmen from Texas about this, saying, essentially wait for the facts. There are other avenues to explore, security in schools, now talking about hospitals. What are your thoughts on this? As someone who has been in politics and is running in politics, what do you do at a time like this?
Well, for sure, I will tell you what we don't do is start disarming Americans. When things are frightening, when things are scary, what we shouldn't have is a call from the left. Remember, it wasn't too long ago. I remember these same politicians now who are wanting to disarm Americans and seize guns. I remember when they were also wanting to defund the police. We don't hear those calls now because we know that that was a failed policy. That didn't do anything to protect people. That, in fact, made people less secure and less safe. And I'm afraid that if we go forward with any type of measure to start limiting Second Amendment rights, we would have a much similar stance. Right now in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a community that I used to live in fact, this complex, this medical complex, I've been to many times. Last night when the shooting occurred, I was about 20 minutes away. Our campaign, we were having a debate with our opponents for U.S. Senate. And we certainly know that we know this community well. Tulsa is a resilient community. I know that we're going to come together and we're going to find solutions to help keep people safe. But that does not include limiting Second Amendment rights that were given to us by God and guaranteed by the Constitution.
Oklahoma Senate candidate there, T.W. Shannon, weighing in on that from Oklahoma. T.W., thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you, Sean.
Got it. Coming up.